right. Hello, everyone. Here we are. It's Reflections with Val. Another episode. And we have a new guest, as we always do. And I just want him to introduce himself because I'm excited for him to tell his story and where he came from and how he started. So, yeah, without further ado,
how you doing? Yourself. It's your boy, Steven Darnell, Alabama representative. You know, I know you hear the accent.
I know.
It's unmistakable at this point. You know what I'm saying?
So you're from Atlanta or down south, just in general?
I'm from Alabama. I was born and raised in Alabama. I grew up in Montgomery, Alabama. And
then for your arts and your creative, what do you do? For those who don't know, Steven Darnell.
I'm a rapper, man. You know, okay. I'm an artist, but you know, hip hop is my vehicle at the moment. So that's how I express myself.
Of course. Yeah. So let's get to the nitty gritty of how this all started. I mean, so when Alabama, how did you from Alabama come here? Mm-hmm. And then how was that transition? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
How old were you when you did that move?
Right. Yeah. I mean, you could pretty much call me I'm like a journeyman. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. As far as just my adult life and moving around and stuff like that. I would say that I never really, had one single place, where I set up roots and just stayed there and built. It was always my personal life and my music life, kind of went hand in hand. So wherever I moved at during my personal life, that's why I just pursued the music.
Right.
I would say that, when I graduated high school, in Montgomery, ordinarily, going off to college,
right.
That's when you make your first move. I went to a small, HBCU in Alabama. Shouts out Stillman College.
So you went to college there and everything?
Yeah, I went to college. But, the funny thing about, me doing music, it wasn't when I was younger as a kid, I'm going to be a rapper. I'm going to make it as an artist.
Right. So when in your younger years, mm-hmm. was hip-hop even heavily influencing your household like that? Or you just kind of...
Hip-hop was heavily influenced on me, just around my cousins and, friends. And, in my household, it was, it was one of those things where my parents didn't really want it to be super saturated in a household. Because I still remember times where we would watch, me and my siblings would watch music videos back to back all day.
Yeah.
And my parents would be like, that's enough, turn the cable off or try to do whatever they had to do to block it.
Right.
I will say this though, I was heavily into sports, during my youth. But it was the first time I felt like I, was introduced to the idea of music.
Right.
Was in elementary school. I felt like I had something inside of me, just watching, videos or, just being around cousins that was, and watching the excitement they had when they was presenting certain music. Or, hanging around my mom.
Right.
Because my parents divorced when I was 5. So I would have to say that I would have to build a premise on that, because that right there, essentially, will explain the way the rest of my life as a child, my childhood went. You know what I mean? So
your elementary school years.
Yeah, that right there would, kind of set up the premise of, my life, my early childhood. Cause if I leave that out, then it'll be hard for me to explain, the rest of it, just to be honest with you.
Of course. There's always a root. There's always the heart of where it all started.
Exactly. So, once that happened, and I talk about it, I've spoken about it in certain songs, about, my parents' divorce and the effects that it had on me.
So that was a transitional period in your elementary school
Right.
years?
Oh, yeah, it was super rough. It was a super rough time for me because I put it to you like this. My parents were super young when they got married, and my mom was super young. I think she was 19 when she had me, So they was young and trying to figure it out. And at this time, we were living in Tuskegee, Alabama. Tuskegee is like 45 minutes from Montgomery, Alabama. So I grew up essentially in the country, like the rural area. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
In Macon County, Alabama. Shouts out to Tuskegee.
Hey, shout out to your city.
That's what my grandmother lives. So when I say I'm a country boy, and I grew up on a farm. It was actually like a real farm. My grandparents actually had cows and chickens.
That's the same thing with me. I had the same kind of country living life, but
Exactly.
Puerto Rico.
Exactly. So you can understand the mindset when people be like, man, bro, I gotta hand it to you. You're a hard worker, or like you gotta grind.
Oh yeah.
And I can definitely say like that's something that I learned from my grandparents, and just living on that farm, man. Like you don't work, you don't eat.
You had to milk
mindset.
Cows and stuff?
I never milked the cows, but it was my job to make sure they had water, and make sure they, it was fed, like, make sure the hay was situated.
Yeah, okay.
And everything. So
it's therapeutic too. Like that was like a whole thing that you had to do throughout a routine in your day. You had to like kind of add it in,
Yeah, it was definitely after school. As soon as school was out, before I watched Power Rangers or anything,
it
was
just like to the Green Ranger.
It was just like, yo, make sure your chores are done. But just to break it down, it's like, okay, my parents split. Mm-hmm. So my dad kind of moved. My dad met somebody, and what I'm saying, he moved to that town. And my mom, she did a stint in the army and stuff like that. So, naturally, my grandmother, who's my dad's mom, she took me in.
Of course she did. She had to.
She took me in. Like,
shout out to grandma.
Shouts out to my granny, man. She's the best. Like, I would definitely say, like the most euphoric times I could remember in my childhood came from living with her, and being in her household, and some of the values, and just her thought process towards me that she had. It was just like she would give you the shirt off her back, honestly. So I'm gonna do this like fast forward. No. So from that point, so once my dad and my stepmom, they got serious, and I say around the 8th grade, like before.
How was that introduction to your stepmom? But
that's the thing. The introduction started when I was younger. They was going through, I guess, they going through like a dating period before, the actual marriage. So, I met my step siblings and everything younger, but so it was like a back and forth, that ride from, that one town to that town to hang out on the weekends. It started like that, to Montgomery. So around the time I was in like the 8th grade, that's when, my dad and my stepmom, tied the knot, and that's when everything was official. Like I officially moved in, and, start spending more time in Montgomery, and, eventually, cause my dad worked in Tuskegee, cause my dad was like, he drove a school bus and stuff like that. So I was
hardworking family.
Yeah, like most of my family worked in education. Like that was the education. The educational field was, my stepmother, she was a teacher. You know what I mean? My dad drove a school bus, teacher's aide. My grandfather drove a school bus for like 50 plus years. Right. So they was all working in some type of school type environment.
I mean, when you guys were all living in the household before your stepmom or any of that came into play, did you? And, at your age, seeing your parents kind of go and transition in their relationship, did you feel like it was going to come to an end living in the household, or you kind of just never even expected it, and that's why it affected you in that period?
I mean, when you're young and you see certain things as a child. Like I was 5 years old. I saw certain things and heard certain things. And, my parents were, especially my dad, he was real good at sitting you down and talking it out and trying to explain to you, the best way he could what was going on. He never was the type to, let it be out there and never, break it down to you.
Right. But if he had not had done that, do you think it would have been different?
If he had not done that, I still would have known what was going on. I mean, I
Right,
saw the
right.
fights. I saw how crazy it could get. I won't go too deep. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Right
yeah.
now, because it's a lot. I just want to say for the music and everything like that. But I saw the decline. I would say that, and I knew that things were going to be different. I would say.
Yeah, but I'm saying, how's that affected you in your journey,
In my life,
in your life, in your process?
it definitely created a point of like instability. As far as just moving here, had to go there, had to going back and forth, and never and never just having that one place to just like lock in. You know what I'm saying? Call home for a minute.
Right, and that block that you
Yep.
knew everybody. You were brought up in the same school system.
Right.
Yeah.
And then and then watching other kids that you grew up with, parents were still together, still in the same household, and stuff like that. Like dang, mine not like that, or my dad stays here, my mom she stays over here, and trying to be put in a position where I'm not being pit against one, like what's going
like,
on.
You don't
Like,
want, yeah, exactly.
I don't want to be in the middle. Listen, I'm 5, I'm 6'7". Don't put me in this position. You know what I mean? Because you ain't got to go back and live.
Right.
You ain't got to live with that person once they find out that I ain't no snitch and I plead the fifth, and it was hard, but I can honestly say, like, as I sit here, as I live and breathe, I can honestly, credit my mom for the hip hop aspect, for, because my mom listens to a lot of rap, like all rap around.
Oh,
me.
really? So your mom was that influence?
Yeah.
She introduced those little seeds to you, then?
Right. My mom dated a rapper, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. So I like saw him, but it still wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna be a rapper. Cause where I'm from, it's a small town, it's a small community, and the people that knew me didn't see me, as a rapper. Like nobody never looked at me and was like, yo, bro, you're gonna be a good rapper one day. Because at that time, the image of a rapper was completely.
It was like the everything, like violence, drugs, bitches, money. Oh yeah, it was straight chains.
Where your strap at? Where your drugs
White
at?
tees.
Yeah, exactly. Like you gonna be. So it wasn't really around time. It wasn't really around like until like 2003. Really, Kanye West comes on the scene that he kind of changes the narrative of what a rapper could be. So, and then, like I said, growing up in a small town, you be scared to tell people like, yo, dreams, like, yo, big dreams, and because you're gonna get made fun of, and people gonna rag on you.
So in that time, there was kind of like this tug and pull of like, maybe I should join in the educational system, like my family, or do some kind of.
I wanted to play sports.
Realistic.
I wanted to play. I wanted to play sports. You know what I'm saying? Like any other young black kid coming from the urban.
So what kind of sport were you centered on? Just every kind, or it was just like?
Yeah, in high school I played basketball. I played basketball from like 8th to 12th grade. Now make no mistake. Let me, I'm just put it out there. I wasn't like Michael Jordan. I was a hard worker, and I was athletic. I would say that, but like I had to, keep it real with myself. I wasn't like going to make it to the NBA, and then I played football, which ultimately led to me going to college and trying to play, and then play football to senior year in high school. You know what I mean? Okay. So I go to college, and I get hurt. I tear my ACL at Stillman. I never even getting the opportunity to, see a game because, I get injured and it was a wrap.
Dang, so that was another transitional period in your life.
Man, I went, like, I'm going to keep it real with you. Like, my journey in life as a young man has been a tumultuous one, filled with a lot of ups and downs, a lot of trials and tribulations. Like, a lot of stuff that made me, question everything, and a lot of doubt build up, and
how did you face these feelings head on in those times? Like, what method did you use to cope? Did you always have music as an outlet, or did you use other methods?
I didn't always have the music because the first encounter I could say where I was like, yo, I'm gonna be a rapper and I'm gonna record was in the 6th grade. My 6th grade summer. Okay. But we was just like, I won't say we was joking around, but all we was simply doing was emulating what we was watching all summer on TV. It wasn't like, yo, I'm gonna be that. It was just like, yo, I'm gonna put my mind, say, hey, yo, lock the door.
Yeah, we're in the studio. We're in the studio right now. Yeah.
That was something 12 years old in the 6th grade. You know what I'm saying? We had a tape recorder. Shouts out my cousin Pumpkin, man. You know, Pumpkin was, you know, so he was a rapper, and my other cousins, they was like, that was their dream.
Okay, so they were the ones who were like, yeah, let's freestyle. Yeah, this is what we do.
This our label. We about to. I'm a fly on the wall. Like, oh, okay, you can do that. That's dope. You know, that was from.
He's like, let me try something real quick. And you know what's crazy? That's how Nas started up on the block too.
Yeah,
like,
nobody.
Lil Nas was like, he was this little boy, and everybody was like, bro, sit down.
But go chill, like, you know. It wasn't like they were telling me to chill, but it was like, yeah, you want to rap too, man? Come on in. Lock that door. We're in the studio. So it's like we had the tape recorder, and you put those little holes in the tape so you could record over the tape. You feel me? The first raps I rapped, I just stole it from, you know, I was a big Goody Mob fan. You know what I mean? Mob. Goody Mob and Outkast, and that song Soul Food, which I got from my mom. See, every rap I heard as a youngster, my mom was the one who introduced it because she had all the tapes. You know what I mean? Crucial Conflict, you know, Outkast, Goody Mob, Tupac. She listened to a lot of Tupac. You know, Biggie. Any rap that was like relevant or lyricist kind of vibes or something meaningful. Yeah, exactly. Was introduced to me, you know, by my mom. My mom is a huge rap fan. Now, I don't even know if she know it, but you know, she really was, you know, she really helped plant that seed in me. Not the seed that, you know, I'm gonna grow up and be this.
Yeah, but the seed of music.
Yeah, the music. Yeah, to be like, yo, I feel like something inside of me where I could put these words together and over a beat and do it. You know what I mean? Yeah, because I heard other people that were actively trying to pursue this. I'm like, I don't really think it's just.
You with that ass, like I see what they trying to go for.
I know, but is that how it? I don't think it. I don't. Okay, whatever. All right, cool, bet. So, I would say, like, you know, fast forward to the 10th grade. I had a DJ that lived across the street. Shouts out DJ Swole in Montgomery, Alabama. He was a DJ for, like, you know, the local college scene parties and, you know, frat party, sorority party, Greek stuff like that, you know.
So diversity there. Okay, I see you.
I grew up in the South, so it was basically HBCU life, you know what I mean? Step shows and stuff like that. And a lot of local rap groups that you know, he played, you know, DJ for and stuff like that.
So and local rap groups would come together and you guys would just...
They would do shows, stuff. And he had a studio in his house, and a lot of artists, local artists would come to his house to record. Like, I remember, you know, being a kid in high school. I lived in the cul-de-sac, you know what I mean? This in Montgomery, you know, shouts out Cross Creek, Spring Valley, my neighborhood. You feel me? So we in this cul-de-sac, and mad cars, just like, it was so many cars. It was just lit every weekend, you know. And I looked up to those guys because it was like, you know, they was like older than me. They were college students, or they were just out of college. They was in frats and stuff like that. And, you know, I would just, you know, be dribbling my ball, like working on my jumper. I'm going to the NBA, you know what I mean? But, you know, they'll come outside, let me get a shot, man, you know, shoot a shot. But I looked up to those guys, man. They had, you know, they had the drip, you know what I'm saying? They were young, black. They was pulling up in nice cars. I saw
little
you know, I saw the girls going in and out, you know what I mean? They was playing music out their cars and stuff like that. So I would just I would say influence, but inspired. Like, I looked up to them, you know what I mean? Because I saw an image of what I wanted to be. And down south, it was just like, car wise, 24s are better, you know what I'm saying? You pulling up in a Chevy with 24, 26, you got the system knocking in the trunk like you was somebody, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course.
What they was doing, to get this stuff. I won't
Right.
disclose. I don't know. You know what I mean? I can imagine. But even that aspect of life, I kind of just, it was the allure. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm kind of like, dang.
So the music came into that. So music eventually was one of your source of releasing all of these doubts, all of these things that you were going through.
Yeah.
What was another method?
I tucked it in.
Oh, you no,
I
come
did
on,
tuck it
you
in.
didn't.
I tucked it in a lot. I didn't really.
We were just talking about this too with VQ. I had an episode with her, and her and I had repressed a lot of our issues as well.
Yeah, repressed. You gotta repress it because, like, who you gonna talk to? What they gonna say? They going through. They dealing with stuff too, and as a man, you can't look weak. Like, yo, man, I feel this way. Like, you know,
the way you're just saying it right now, you have a smile on your face.
like, bro, like I feel, I'm feeling depressed, and like at the time, like depressed. Nobody even what's that? You know,
what was that word? Yeah, and how could you even?
Right.
I mean, because like even then, like I would try to like write it out or free write.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that free writing eventually would be something that I would utilize to write music and growing up and growing in this craft, for example.
I would definitely say playing sports, you know, I felt like was a good outlet for me. Yep. Just going to practice or just, you know, just going to practice or, you know, just being able to be in the atmosphere of game day. Because make no mistake, like after the sixth grade, after that moment in sixth grade, I didn't write nothing. Music was a non-factor in my life. I didn't see this truthfully, I didn't see this.
So you were sports was your outlet, right?
Yeah, it was like sports. It was like like anybody else, any other young black man from the South. You know, I'm gonna play good in high school. I'm gonna try to get a scholarship. I'm gonna go to college. I'm gonna get my degree, get a job. But
when did you start tapping into that?
All right, yo, here we go. So
that's what I want to know. What was like that moment that like shift?
So when I'm gonna just give y'all the whole story, the whole rundown. Like,
yeah, why not?
All right, so this is why I believe in divine intervention to this day. This is how I know that, you know, God has had a hand on, you know, basically everything I've been doing up until this point. I told him I tear my ACL, you know what I mean? Can't walk, can't play ball no more. You know, it was just like, you know, I couldn't even go to class in college, you know what I'm saying? My grandmother, she nursed me for like 2 weeks. You know, I'm laying here after surgery. I'm just feeling, you know, bad. Like, you know, my life is a failure. I don't know, you know, because as a kid, I didn't know what I wanted to be. Like, you know, I felt like I'm just going to pick something that was honorable. I didn't have no like aspiration, like, oh, I'm going to be that and work towards that. I didn't know. I was lost. Like, you know, I'm just being honest with you. I didn't have no way. So that's why I played sports. I felt like I was just going to ride that rail. You know what I mean?
So then that moment, it was like life forced you to stop.
Boom. It was like, all right, cool. Like, what am I going to do? So I'm sitting here, you know, rehab and everything. Shouts out to my bro Key, man. My boy Keenan, who actually dated my stepsister. And, you know, he was like 2 years older than me, but he was like a big homie. I looked up to him, and he was playing basketball. He was actually one that took me in, you know, and would take me to the gym just to shoot around, just to hang out, play music, play Nas, Jay-Z in the car. I call it the Green Jeep Chronicles because he had a green Jeep Cherokee. He would pick me up and just knock all the latest music, and we were vibing to it. I think that's where I really like it, that started seeping in me too. But he went to you know, he went to this school, Central Missouri, in Missouri, and I don't know. I reached out to him out of everybody. It's like, bro, like, you know, I need to do something.
It was just him.
Yeah, this is my bro. Like, this is my big bro. I looked up to him.
Mentor.
Like,
yeah.
So I felt like, and he always gave me these little motivational speeches. Like, you know, he was like, yo, bro, you could do this, you could do that. He always spoke from a different perspective than the world that, you know, I was surrounded by. Like, he spoke like anything's possible. This world was you gotta do this, you gotta do that. So I reached out to him in that time of need because I don't even really think he understand, like, you know, the importance of that moment in my life. You know what I mean? I reached out to him. He's going to school in Central Missouri and Warrensburg, Missouri, of all places.
Out of all places,
Like,
for
bro, I
real.
need something to do. He was like, man, just come out here.
No, you didn't.
He said, he was
No,
like,
that's a real one. Shout
Shout out
out,
my bro
yo.
Keith.
That's real though.
he don't know. This is a turning point in my life.
real.
I'm saying this story because this story legit is like the turning point for everything. It's like the reason why I'm even sitting here being interviewed by you right now.
Wow.
He's like, bro, he was like, man, just come out here, man, go to school out here. So I went through the rigorous process of getting my transcripts and everything,
Of course.
from Stillman. And but my idea still wasn't to do music. Like, my idea was to go to that school and try to play football again, like trying to get on the field. So I go to the school, which was a bigger school. Then I definitely didn't get the love and respect, as a football player. I just didn't fit in. I didn't, my leg wasn't healing. It was just like it wasn't the same. It was a different system. It was a bigger school. They had superstars that was going to the NFL, and it was just like, man, it was some cool people, but it was just like, man, it's time to kind of like let this go, like,
yeah.
and focus on something else, which I could say that music has always kind of been in the background because, my boy DJ Swole would let me sit in the studio and just build fly on the wall. And other kids I went to school with in Stillman, they would make beats and let me hang out, or they would present their albums and stuff to me like that and let me, kind of listen and check it out. So I always like soaked that in, So fast forward, Team Doctor calls me and it's like, man, yeah, I can't let you play like that. Your leg is done. You can't. I was like, all right, bet, cool. In my dorm, I remember when I first moved in the dorm, 2 dorms down, I hear this beat. You know what I mean? I'm first moving my stuff and 2 doors down, walk down. Shouts out my bro Ceejay, it's my boy Ceejay. And I walk in, and I see the microphone. Had the microphone set up, had the computer set up. He had all his mattress, bedding, whatever, you know what I'm saying, the cushion stuff, tape inside of the closet. I was like, yo, seriously, like, I hadn't never seen it. This is my first time seeing like like this type of setup. I always thought the studio had to be like this big board and like you see on TV. So, long story short, he was like, man, anytime you want to make some music or something, bro, just holler at me, bro. You make music. I was like, bro, I ain't made nothing since the 6th grade. I don't know what I'm doing. You know what I mean? So when the team doctor told me you were done, went back to the dorm. Obviously, I'm sad. Knocked on Ceejay's door. I'm like, bro, what's good? What you doing in here? He's like, man, I'm making a beat. You like, you want to get on this? He's playing a beat. He was like, you can come up with something to that? I was like, I don't know. I ain't never, did this.
So this was your first time writing?
This is my first real active encounter. Like, I'm gonna make a song right now.
That's so
I was 18 at the time. I was 18.
What?
Yeah, I was 18 years old. Remember, I was 18. I go in there. I was like, all right, play the beat. I got it. I got something. So I'm not knowing. I had no technique. I don't know, like, the process of recording a song, hook and bars and none of that stuff. You know what I mean? I just know this feeling. I just know the feeling and the drip that was just, I soaked in all these years coming up, and the feeling of pain and that I had. He put the beat on, and I rapped that what I had in my head, like what I was feeling. I rapped it. I recorded it.
So like it was like you heard the beat, and the beat kind of just spoke to you.
It spoke to me, yo.
You in the moment just came up with that
through
that.
Yeah,
wow.
It was the most countryest thing you could ever hear, and everybody from there was from Kansas City, because Kansas City was the next city over. Everybody was from the Midwest, so they was like, man, you from the South? You really from the South? And like, I don't know, it just came out like that because this is like, I heard this music. I was like obsessed with rap growing up. We listened to it. That's all we listened to. So I feel like it was just kind of embedded in my DNA. I feel like, honestly, truthfully, a lot of artists, a lot of like young people from the South can rap. It's in them. That's just not the way that they want to go. That's not their pursuit. You know what I mean? I don't know the quality, how good, but I always feel like, it's something. You can do something, whether it's a dance, make up a dance, or, you know what I mean, whether it's conscious or whether you're a drug dealer and you're trying to clean your money and, you know what I'm saying, you want to put it into the music, you want to be an artist. It's like in the South, it's something in the air that's just like.
Do you feel like because it's to them, they just feel like it's so far reached? Like it's like even if they were to attempt, this is not New York, this is not Vegas, this is not Cali.
Man,
like what are our opportunities? What are our chances?
But, exactly.
I feel like that's what it is.
Yeah, all we doing is emulating what we've been seeing on the TV all these years. And most of the artists that we look up from the South, whether it be local or underground, were independent. Nobody was, getting big deals and going mainstream like that. You know what I'm saying? That really didn't start happening until Atlanta started popping off. Then a lot of artists, because I grew up 2 hours from Atlanta, Georgia. You know what I'm saying? So there was a lot of artists that would move from my hometown and move to Atlanta to pop off. And
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So that was just like our connection. But to go back to that moment was like the turning point. I gave myself a name, and
Did you give yourself a name at 18 years old?
Yeah, a rap name. That's my rap name. Yeah, I gave myself a rap name, and that was my journey. I was gonna try to figure out how to make it as a rapper. Like it was like that moment. It was like that moment alone. It was like that period was, the reason why I'm like sitting right here. It was like I had found my way. You know what I mean?
Now, when did your son come into play?
All right. So my daughter.
Yeah, your daughter. Yeah, your daughter.
Well, my daughter's first, then my son.
Okay.
2000 and my daughter's born 2013. My son was born 2016. So ordinarily, you just you meet somebody and y'all hit it off. And
right. But this was after this was after 18, right?
Oh, yeah. This is way.
He said, I didn't do my mom's route.
This is way.
I did not have a child at 19. I was
way older. I was like, there was no way. I was terrified of having a child like at, such early. I was like, yo, I love my kids now, don't get me wrong, but I definitely felt like, having children would impede. I felt it was just my mind. I was like, yo, I can't have no kids right now. I'm about to be a big time rapper, bro. I ain't got time to be changing diapers and, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, I understand.
I seen cats my age at a younger age that was doing it, and, I was like, man, I gotta be in the studio because
that's a lot of work.
It's work.
You gotta divide time.
That's a type of commitment that's scary. That's terrifying. And I seen my homies, who was young and that was doing it, and I think I saw certain things they was going through that I wasn't ready to go through. But I would say at that moment when I made that song and gave myself a name, I was like, yo, I would say this. It was the first time in my life at 18 years old that I felt like I had found my way. I wasn't wandering. I knew without a shadow of a doubt, this is what I want to be. And whatever the journey was going to be, I was ready. I mean, I thought it would have happened sooner for me, but I'm glad it didn't. I had a lot to learn. You know what I mean? But
of course,
it was the first time in my life where I felt I had
found
some type of identity. Like, yo, I'm a rapper, bro. I'm an artist. And it was the first time I could honestly say out of everything that I ever pursued that I love like that. And people told me I was good at it. Like before that, nobody had never told me I was good at nothing.
Basketball, football.
None of that. No, they actually ragged on me like, yo, you suck. They just put me down. But it was the first time in my life, after like getting in bruh closet and making that song. It's the first time in my life where I had got that type of reaction for something I did. At first, I didn't even believe it because I was like, nobody had never reacted to anything I've done like that. Like man, bro, this shoe, oh, bro, this good, bro.
So you thought they were joking on you?
Yeah, I thought they was
bit?
like, yo, this. I thought they was just saying that because they
Right.
knew me at the time, but they was like, bro, like, man, you got potential. I ain't know. I ain't know anything about like song recording technique because I had recorded the whole thing just straight through nonstop, like intro to outro, hook, verses. And my guy was like, oh, that's how you doing it? I was like, no, that's not how this is not the way.
This is what I felt. This is what came out.
I just went with it, bro. Fast forward to 2006, and this is the ultimate moment I would say forever in my life until I'm out of here.
Right.
That changed. That really, truly changed everything for me. And it was shouts out my guy Ceejay again. My guy Ceejay.
Yeah, I've been seeing him a lot.
his mom was his manager. And you ever heard of seat fillers?
Seat fillers? No.
You never heard of seat fillers. So seat fillers is this thing that, you know, award shows they do for TV purposes to make the award shows look packed. You know, a lot of people that's invited to the award show is not going to show up. So, you know, you can go online and, you know, try to get that spot to sit in those chairs, you know what I mean? So, yeah, it's a good way it's a good thing to do. Like, you know, you ain't got a lot of ends and you want to go experience this stuff like that. So it's the first seat fillers thing they did. His mom knew about all this stuff. She was his manager. She researched. She found the seat fillers for the Billboard Awards in Las Vegas. Star-studded. It was crazy. So he was like, bro, you want to go to Las Vegas? Want to go to Vegas and to the Billboard Awards? I'm saying no. Of course, yeah, I want to go to Vegas.
Right.
I never experienced anything like this. So the way they explained it at first, it was like, okay, during commercial break, you get up. They made a movie about this too. Like during commercial break, you get up and you just move to a different seat. You know what I mean? Because a lot of celebrities and stuff that's invited to these award shows, they don't show up. For whatever reason, you know what I mean? They're not nominated or they ain't not getting nothing, so they like, I ain't showing up. Or so the Billboard Awards, this was truly the experience that was like a light bulb. And we get there and we go to the actual show. At first, the producers and everything, like you stand at this door, they pick me, you know what I mean, and to be in the mosh pit area, at the front of the stage. So I'm there, the show ensues, and everything start popping off, the lights and the stage, and I'm like literally like I'm like sitting right here. The stage is like, you know, where this wall is.
Right.
I'm this close, you know what I mean, and it's like Pharrell, it's like Jeezy, like Ludacris perform first. I see Rihanna perform. I see Stevie Wonder perform. I see Will I Am, the Black Eyed Peas. I see Gwen Stefani perform.
Wow.
I turn around, Mary J. Blige is sitting right there. I wave at her, she waved back. She's, you know what I'm saying? It's like T.I.,
so
Tiny.
Vibe. Yeah.
These people will never remember me, but I remember this. You know what I'm saying? I get on the elevator with Will I Am, just sitting there like, bro, what's up, bro?
What's up? Hey.
It was just a life-changing experience because all these people I grew up looking up to or see on TV and stuff, they were like right there, but they were like super cool. And I was so caught up in the allure of being so close to the stage and watching these people do their thing. I was like, this
right here.
This is it for me. I don't care. I'm gonna be a star, but truthfully,
word.
So everything I said, just to honestly go back and just something I left out. Even though as a child and growing up, I didn't know what it was. I was wondering, I know what I wanted to be. The number one thing that stands out to me in my heart and my soul and my spirit is the fact that I felt different.
Mm-hmm.
Standing in line in kindergarten, graduation, being in high school, walking the halls, I just felt different. Like I felt like I was going to do something different. And I would would remember like watching MTV and watching artists do interviews and having this innate smile on my face. I didn't even know I was smiling, but my siblings were like, "Oh, you smiling at?" I was like, "I want to do that, bro." Like, I feel like I could do that. I don't know how I'm gonna do that. And then, growing up poor and not having much, and you know what I'm saying?
To us is basically
growing up disenfranchised.
Pretty much.
It's like, bro, I'm going to get that, man.
Yeah, and to be honest, that gives us nothing but more motive because we already been in the mud. We already been in the dirt. We already been in
down
pain.
the holes in my clothes, the wax
Right.
shoes. My parents got a bargain, get these type of shoes, while the other kids come to school with, brand new everything every day. And it's like,
there's something about us that we don't mind making those sacrifices that most people are afraid of.
Yeah, because they've been growing up in this box of comfort for so long that they are too afraid to be uncomfortable. Like when you grow up and, being made fun of and bullied, you kind of develop a certain, I don't care. Like, I don't really care attitude. And like, if I fail, I get back up and I keep pushing. You know what I'm saying?
Ambition comes back. Yep.
But shouts out to the Billboard Award for making me drop out of college though.
I dropped right after that experience. You're like, "Yep, this is it."
This is when everything super good. That's when my life really got tough as an adult.
So that year was when the Billboard Award year.
It was 2006.
Oh, that was 2006. Okay.
2006.
So you waited. Yeah, you waited. You spent some time dedicating to your career and craft, and then 2013, that's when your daughter came.
Yeah, but I had been pursuing music long before, like that. Like, I had 2010. I had a manager. My first manager. It was rough, man. 2010, I went through artist boot camp. Cause that manager, I was living in Birmingham, Alabama,
right?
But he was located in Atlanta, Georgia. And this is a testament to my hunger because I reached out to him, through like MySpace or something like that. Cause I seen he was managing this other artist, who was big at the time. He had like a big single, artist named Young L.A. You know what I mean? He had this song. I was like, oh, who is this manager? I went on the MySpace page and saw the info. I reached out, bro, like, bro, you managing him? Think you manage me? Check me out. You know what I'm saying? I'm nice. He reached back out. It's like, man, you can get to Atlanta. And my sister, shouts out to my sister, Kanisha. Kanisha, love you. She let me get a whip to drive to the ATL to go meet, bro. And went out there. And this is when, during this time period, my artist training really came into play. Because like I said before that, I didn't know what I was doing. I had no confidence. I didn't know, I hadn't been in the studio a lot, so I didn't understand the recording process fully. I didn't even know who I was as an artist. I didn't even know what, I wanted to say. I was just really mimicking, like, the hot sound or, what was on the radio at the time because, I wanted to work. I wanted to get on the radio because I had worked at a radio station in Kansas City, Missouri.
Well, that's awesome. Yeah. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I worked in promotions, what I'm saying? Hot 103 jam, man. Shouts out to my folk, man. My boy Kenny Diamonds, man. My boy Don. They gave me that shot. And that was another experience that I had that I attest to the music. You know what I mean? Got a chance to, I worked the promotion, so I got a chance to be around the artists that, you pick them up from the airport, you hang out with them, you show them a good time, you chilling with them, you chilling backstage. So I got a chance to just like be a fly on the wall and soak up all this, like, at the Summer Jam concerts and stuff like that.
Yeah, you've been put in a lot of good opportunities and places.
Been put on, I'm telling you, I've been put on stage with 20,000 people, and I'm standing right here on the side of the stage watching T.I., Keisha Cole perform, and you know what I'm saying, Eric Benet, Tech Nine. Like, I got a chance to just literally be a fly on the wall and watch them perform and watch how they chill backstage. Just watch, you know what I'm saying,
the living,
how artists move. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It was just like
how can I move in this class?
How can I be? Like, what do I have to do
to be here?
I was like, dang, man, this is my dream. I didn't have a lot of money, I didn't have a whole lot of support, but I had that manager, and he was like, man, you gotta do this, man. You You know what I'm saying? Like if I was doing this interview, then I'd be stuttering. I had no confidence as an artist. I just, I felt like I could do the music part, but the artist part was
something that you were like still at
figuring out. It was difficult.
You were walking. You were figuring it out on the way as you were walking to the hike.
Embarrassing, hard. It was a lot of hard moments. A lot of moments, me and him bumped heads. He was trying to show me stuff. It's just like trying to show.
Did you have to sign a contract for that or something?
Nah, we didn't. We didn't do the paperwork like right at the gate because I guess he just wanted to see, how it would go. You know what I mean? Due to because a lot of artists come into the game with, they be children, like they've been groomed and stuff. You know what I'm saying? As little kids, so I didn't have that aspect. My life, my childhood wasn't pursuing, being an artist, pursuing being a rapper. I didn't have that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Mine started, like truthfully at like 17, 18. That's when like the artist thing really came into play for me. So a lot of things that these people who were trained at such a young age, a lot of lessons and stuff they was getting, I had missed out. I didn't get that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Everything I learned, it was just on the fly. Like, oh, okay, that's how you flow.
Okay.
All right, that's how you do interviews. Like, that's how you know what I mean? That's how you perform.
Right.
This how you supposed to conduct yourself. And he would. I remember him being on me a lot about, how a rapper conducts himself. Like, man, you gotta have swag, man. You gotta be. We was in Atlanta, so Atlanta's is a different world. Like, you know what I mean, man. You gotta have swag, man. You gotta wear this. You gotta talk like this, bro. You gotta chill, bro. You gotta be like. It was like one of those things where you can't be extra sociable with people because you gotta create that allure, man. You gotta sit back and chill, shawty.
Yeah, he was trying to have you be exclusive.
Yeah. It's like being in the club. It was like even to the point of getting high. Like I didn't even really.
I
was like, bro, this is some strong stuff. I'm already struggling with being nervous and not trying to mess up, and now I have no control.
Now you tell me I can't get high.
He told me to get high because he was giving me this stuff. He was like, hit this, shawty, hit this. And like, bro, this stuff is messing me up, bro. I'm like so out of my mind right now. I can't even.
Yeah, no, when it comes down to that would have made it way worse.
It made it worse.
Because you were like,
I'm like, bro. What? Like, Shaw, you good? I was
good until you gave me what you gave me to relax.
So
now I'm stuttering.
I went through that process. It was just like I would just speed up the process. Like I went through that process where I struggled in the studio a lot. I couldn't record. I wasn't comfortable recording in front of people like that because what I'm saying, I was just in the studio. I'm messing up. It would take me forever to record one song because I just couldn't get it together. A lot of times it was very, very frustrating. A lot of times I questioned if I even wanted to continue as an artist. You know what I mean? Because I was
oh my God, you're speaking to my life. That's where I'm at right now in the studio. I'm trying to gain confidence in the studio.
I got you. I'm gonna put you on game.
He's like, I got you, because like to me, it's like I like the performance aspect of it.
Yeah.
Like where you just come in, do it, one and done.
Yeah.
Don't have to look back or worry about it.
Nah.
But the studio, you on a verse for like, I don't know, like
look, I'm gonna tell you
30 minutes to like an hour.
I'm gonna tell you when it all clicked and the moments that made me a beast. Those moments made me a beast. You know what I'm saying?
The moments of frustration.
Moments of frustration. Being with bruh, going through, those boot camp moments, having him rag on me, having him tell me, I needed the moments. You know what I mean? I needed to develop that tough skin, that thick skin as an artist, because you are going to be tested as an artist. The higher you climb, and if you truly want to do this as a profession and you serious about doing this, then you're going to have to step outside your comfort zone and poke your chest out and be like, all right, I'm ready.
Okay.
Because I study. I study art. I watch Breakfast Club, and I look at how comfortable people are that, like, I don't care what anyone says. Just to get up in front of strangers alone and do your thing is a gift within itself.
Yeah, that is stepping outside of someone's comfort zone. Yeah,
that is a beast mode gift, because majority of people struggle with public speaking regardless. You know what I mean? When you feel that click inside of you, like, oh, I'm finna kill. I don't think too many people experience that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know that to be fact. I know that's a separation between people who got it and the people who just don't got it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So like to me, that's like it's naturally in you. You have this like fire, this passion, this. Like,
it's naturally there, but it grows over time, because I had it, but I still wasn't confident. I still was looking down at my shoes. Majority of people like, yo, look up and make eye contact when you perform. I was like, bro, I'm learning. I'm on training wheels. All right, bet. Fast forward past our artists, you know what I'm saying, doing a lot of little showcases and trying to get seen and get heard and not making any traction.
Right.
But I would say I was surrounded by people who was legit fans. And they was like, bro, you cold, bro. You just recorded this? Bro, this classic. They was feeding me. They was like legit telling me like, bro. And this was at a time where I did not feel confident in having the talent to do music. I was just doing it now. It was therapeutic at this point. So fast forward, I was in Alabama. I wanted to get away. Things wasn't going good. Around 2012, I moved to Kansas City, back to Kansas City, trying to establish myself and, do my thing as an artist. And, this was the kids came and play and everything like that. I was growing as a man. And I would truly say, through that time period up until 2016, that's why I really found myself as an artist. More so as a man. 2016 was like the time period between 2012 and 2016. That 4 years, I call it like my collegiate life. It's like that 4 years of your life where you going through. It's like the college of your life as far as like artist, like being an artist. I felt like I had my freshman, sophomore, junior, senior year, and then I graduated until I look at it like that. It's weird.
That's cute.
I grew up as a man. I definitely grew up as an artist. I rebranded.
Do you think like growing up as a man, your children had to do with that in those years?
Actually, now that you mention it, I can say that like definitely, because my daughter came in 13 and my son came in 16. And when my daughter came, it definitely gave me a sense of, my back against the wall. I got to come out swinging. I got to see what's popping, like what's good. But I would honestly say like during like 2012, 2013 is when I had like, a life-changing moment happen for me. It was just like, you can say like my coming to Jesus moment. You know what I mean? It's like where I really came into my faith. I had an experience with God during like a, super rough time in my life. I'm from the South, I grew up in the church, you know what I'm saying? My parents were taking, you living here, boy. We going to church. Like, we were just
for real.
At church, but we going back. And a lot of my musical influence probably came from growing up in the church and just watching the choir and being, watching them do their thing and stuff like that. Yeah. So, but it was when I became a grown man, it's when I, went through my own experiences. And my friend invited me to this church, and I met this pastor at this time. It was just like, he was presenting it in a way that, you know, I had never heard it be presented or seen it. I was like, yo, you right, sir. Sir, you right.
Right.
So
right.
I was just chilling in the room, you know what I'm saying? I was just like, I said this prayer like, yo, God, if all this stuff that, you know, they've been telling me since a youngin' is true, all those, you know, upset, mad moments I had, you know, from my parents splitting up, my mom going through what she was going through,
yes,
feeling outcasted and alone, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, was you with me? Like, you know, where was you? Like, you know what I'm saying? I got a record coming about all this stuff so I could speak on it.
Ooh, I'm excited for that one. That's gonna
be.
Woo!
Been holding back, but I can't hold back no longer. I'm gonna talk about it.
Go drop that.
I'm gonna drop
yes.
that. I'm like, y'all, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna put it out there. But I was just like, you know, I just had this talk with God. I was like, God, like, you know, if you real, you know what I'm saying? If you really what these people been saying all this time, like, I just want to see, you know what I mean?
For real, like, show up, show out.
Show
What's
up.
And
it happened. It was just like a moment where I just felt different. You know what I'm saying? I ain't like, you know, out here trying to preach to everybody and stuff like that, but I'm just truly speaking on my own experience as a man and what I, you know, experienced in that moment. And I knew that, you know, I couldn't be the same artist. You know what I'm saying? I had to say something because it was during the time where I really found myself as an artist. I really found my lane, like what I want to rap about, what I literally want to say. I figured out how to put it together,
right,
and present it. You know what I mean? Like my influences did, you know, like how Nas did, like what he was saying, you know, like the young Coles and the Kendricks and the Jay-Z's, you know what I'm saying? It was in a period I took a step back. I was like, oh, that's why they said, that's why they presented it like that. And I came into that point as an artist where it clicked for me. Studio wasn't no issue for me no more. I went because I knew what I wanted to say. I put the work in, you know what I mean? Like it was a time period where like the work ethic just ramped up. I had the work ethic even back then because my guy, he had the studio and stuff, and they would want to go to the club and kick it. I'm like, bro, let's stay and record, bro. Like, man, come on, man. We record another time. We just recorded.
Yeah, you had
man,
it.
Bro, let's record again, bro. Let's do it again. You know what I'm saying? I was always that person that just wanted to work. Everybody wanted to go kick it and chill because I don't know if they fully grasped the dream.
Yeah.
I like, yo, this could happen, bro.
There's some people that treat it like a hobby.
Exactly.
And it's like, bro, if you treat it like a hobby, we gonna get that. Your audience is gonna get that too.
And then
like.
that's when things start switching up. The moment I stopped treating it like a hobby and treating it like a 24/7 grind, it's when I really start eating. Like I start eating.
You know what?
Everything.
That's what we gonna call this episode. Stop treating it like a hobby.
Stop treating it
like
a hobby, man. Get up, get out.
Put in that work. You had that work in there.
No, it's like, then, so I went through that period. It was a period where I started rapping about my faith a lot. I had opportunities to get up in front of churches and rap.
Okay.
Rapping at, prisons and stuff like that, block parties, and a lot of positive type events, that opened up. I really worked to just try to keep everything for the masses in terms of you're gonna be age 1 to 99 and bump my music, you know what I'm saying, and relate to my music. I didn't want it. I presented it in a way that I didn't want it to be restricted to anybody, and still stay true to myself, and still put forth the things that I really want to say, like really put my heart out there, really put my soul out there, but make it so kids can bump it, my grandmother can bump it, you can bump it, you can play the music anywhere, anybody can be fan and not feel like, oh, I can't play this right now, what I'm saying. But that I met my homie, shouts out to my big bro Pat. I got a lot of big mentors in my life
Shout out to all of them.
Shouts out Pat, man, the neighborhood down in Kansas City, man. It was, my boy Corey, just, meeting these guys, and they came at a point in my life where they were like, yo, you can put it like this and still, relate to people. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be boxed off. You don't have to close yourself off with your message. You can still be swagged out.
Word.
You can still be dripping
Mm-hmm.
and present a positive message, because a lot of times people think, oh, I gotta be positive, it's gonna be corny, and I don't even really feel like that. I feel like if you a spitter, then you a spitter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Whatever you say is gonna be meaningful.
If you got bars and you hungry and you spit it with passion and you truly believe in what you're saying, then people are gonna be inspired by that. And
facts.
my mindset is like, rest in peace to Kobe. Like, just that hard work, grind at 24/7. Like, I run through a brick wall. I run through. I out rap my mama right now. She was battling me, or she was, you know what I'm saying? I don't care. Like, I feel like at this point, like, I gotta make it. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like, this has to happen. This is gonna happen in my life.
And even when you became a father and everything, you still have that same ambition and drive, and it doesn't slow you down.
They fans too.
Right, but that's what I'm saying.
My kids is, yeah, but no, I know what you're saying. But
because there's a lot of people out there that has told me, like, yo, I have this passion, I have this drive, and this is for those brothers and sisters out there that keep on putting that as an excuse, because it's like, yo, I have met a cause besides Steven Darnell, like so many artists that don't say, oh, I have to put my life on hold because I have kids.
Right.
That's not true.
No, I would be doing my kids a disservice if I did that, because I could see. First of all, I don't feel like, I got 2 kids. I done went through the whole process. My daughter's 6, my son is 3. I never once felt that they were impeding me from pursuing my dreams. I'm a father. I know how to separate, the two. You know what I mean? I could never live with myself knowing I gave up on my dreams, like, for anybody or any reason. You know what I mean? It's just like, I tell people all the time, I could receive a job making millions, making the same I would if I was popping as a rapper, and I wouldn't be happy. Like, I couldn't just.
Yeah, word.
I don't
you would
want
do yourself a disjustice.
I would be sad, man. Like, sitting there with a suit on in a cubicle, like, and no disrespect to anybody that's had to do what they had to do to provide, but man, that breaks my heart, and it frustrates me when I see people who get comfortable with just being comfortable. You know what I mean? No, I feel like everybody dreams, everybody wants to pursue something. It's just that they cannot handle the uncomfortable moments. You have to become comfortable with being uncomfortable at times. And that goes back to 2010 when I was going through rap boot camp that built me up.
Bring that right back, that growth, right?
Like, bro, you're gonna be uncomfortable. It's gonna be a lot of uncomfortable.
You're gonna have to go through pain in order for you.
The pain, I can't even begin to describe. You know what I'm saying? Like, the moments, that I've been in where I thought it was flat out over. The couch surfing. Not having nothing to eat at times. Bank account being negative, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, no budget to be no rapper, you know what I mean? How you gonna get in the studio? How? And God always show up.
That's
God
right.
always connect me with somebody. Like, I'm from the backwoods, Alabama, during the interviewing New Jersey right now.
That's so true.
I tell people like, bro, like, can you like hear me out for? Can you hear me out for
real,
1 second?
Because he's preaching he's giving y'all keys,
like,
but no one's taking it.
Like, can you? I'm like, bro, can you? I be like, yo, bro, I'm gonna be one of the biggest artists one day, bro. I'm telling you, everybody be like, all right, man, dude.
Yeah, right,
I'm like, bro,
right,
are you hearing me, bro? Are you come to where I'm from and then see where I'm at doing? And last year in January, I said, bro, like, beginning of January in 2019, I was like, bro, I want to get on Rock Nation, bro. I gotta get a meeting with them or something.
Ooh, you already speaking it into existence.
I did it in April. I was sitting in the Rock Nation building, having a meeting. Obviously, I didn't get signed. They was, they'd be looking for certain things at labels or whatever. But that's a whole different story. That
has to happen for another day.
Yeah, you know what I mean. But I truly believe, I'm a true believer in, manifestation and really just speaking things into existence.
Yeah, me too. As if you believe it, it will be done. If you have faith.
The Bible says, you know what I'm saying, so a man thinketh, you know what I mean, just having faith the size
of a mustard
seed. If you can literally speak yourself into a situation, or you can speak yourself down in a gutter. That's why what we do as artists is so important, because our words have so much power. Our words hold so much power. It's like, I don't think, artists really take a step back. That alone would not make you quit. Like, bro, when people hit you up and say, man, yo, I was going to commit suicide, bro.
Word.
Bro, I didn't know how I was going to pay my rent, bro. I listened to your song. It got me up. It got me motivated. I went out and made that bread. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
Like, bro, I was 300 pounds. Now I'm down, 100 pounds because I got in the gym. And your song, I got people from all over the world, Russia, Poland, Italy, Australia hitting me. Shouts out to my boy Artemis, man. Artemis, he's really big in the fitness world. And he started putting my music in his workout videos.
Yes.
And now people's like, yo, what song is that? And these cats who barely speak English, they give me so much encouragement words. Like, every day I wake up and check a DM, they like, bro, please don't ever quit making music, bro. Like, keep going, my brother. Like, you got it. Beautiful. And I feel it. You know what I'm saying? I was like,
so these are the blessings. These are the blessings upon blessings that you're looking forward to.
Can't quit ever. Can't quit.
So, before we end, like, what is your biggest purpose and like your number one purpose once you make it big, and or even if you don't and you're just out there, what is the main reason and why you're doing this? For your fans to know, your audience to know, every single time they listen to one of your music or your songs.
I just want people to know, like, ultimately at the end of the day, like, dreams do come true. It don't matter where you from. It don't matter how you grew up. It don't matter how many people put you down. It don't matter how much you've been bullied. It don't matter what the situation looks like now, whether you sleeping in your car, you couch surfing, you going through it with your girlfriend, you going through a divorce, you trying to figure out whether you want to make it work, you raising kids, you working this dead-end job after job after job after job. It don't matter what you going through, bro. Like, if you just keep pressing, man, like, your dreams can come true. Like, you're gonna have days of doubt. That's normal, but the most important things is continuously looking in the mirror and speaking life into your life. You know what I'm saying?
Don't speak death. Speak life.
Exactly.
Into your life.
You have to build yourself up, man. You have to be that number one encourager and cheerleader in your life. You got to tell yourself, bro.
And you can't depend on other people to be like that for you.
You can't.
You got to do it
The moment I
yourself.
start telling myself I was cold at this, it's the moment I start getting better and better. Like, bro, you cold, bro. You gotta amp yourself up. You know what I'm saying? I just want people to know that, like, everything that you've ever envisioned all the far-fetched stories that you could tell people are gonna happen for you are gonna happen. If you only believe, you just believe. And try to be as far out and embellish as possible. If you feel like you're gonna be kicking it with Weezy and hanging out and be in the studio and you're gonna do a song with Wayne, speak that.
Ooh.
That's how I feel.
Don't stun yourself.
You got it. I'll just end with this.
No. You
gotta let audaciousness be the power for your dream. Every single time, like people be like, bro, I'll tell you, when people be like, yo, bro, you grinding, you doing your thing, you busy. Every time I get in the studio, every time I film a video or put a video, I do something. Like the only thing I hear in my head is the nerve of this guy. The nerve of you to think that you could do this. The audaciousness of you.
Right.
Coming from where you from. Not having the budget or money to, be a rapper.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Just not having a big time single. Not having.
So you put yourself on track in a sense.
Yeah, like
yo.
No, I think about other people saying that to me.
Right. You don't want to put yourself in a comfortable spot. So you make yourself kind of be like, yo, don't be comfortable.
I want people.
You gotta do better here. You gotta look this.
I just want to. Treat all the stereotypes like a bowling, like I'm bowling, like, you know what I'm saying? Yo, you ain't got on enough jewelry. I can't afford it, so I'm not gonna wear it.
Okay.
You ain't driving this type of car. You ain't making these type of records. Yeah, obviously, man. I speak on the elephant in the room. I know I'm not making the type of records that would propel me if I was speaking on certain topics. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like there's a different way. Like this way, I still can reach my goals. I still can reach my dreams. I still can be signed. If I stay true to myself. You know what I mean?
100%.
Audaciousness is you gotta stick your chest out and be like, man, I don't care what they say. I don't care who they is. I don't care how many hit records they done made. I don't care how many big artists they done signed. I don't care what the artists they got now is doing. Like, you ain't never seen nothing like you ain't come across nothing like me yet, bro. Like, I'm nice. I'm telling you, bro. Like, give me a shot. I get a shot. You will see. You can just hang it up, bro. I'm on.
Yes. How did you build that though? It was just overnight.
Going through all that. It wasn't overnight. I was like I said, going through all that pain and suffering and tripping up and falling down
and just getting tired of going back to the same stumble. Like
man, nah, bro. Come on, bro. Bro, like I really had to look myself. Like you said, I had to chin check myself in the mirror. It was a moment I looked myself in the mirror and I was just like, bro, do you want to do this or nah?
It's like, yeah.
I got to the point. I was like, do you want to do this or nah? Do you want to do this or nah? Or you want to listen to the people that's telling you, oh man, there's a million rappers, bro. Oh, every black man want to be a rapper, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Blah, blah, blah. Then I got to the point, it was just like, I checked myself and I said, all these people that's saying this, what are they doing?
Yeah.
What are you, you know what I'm saying? Like, you trying to put your fears on me. You trying to put, your feeling of inadequacy on me. I don't feel like that. I feel like, when I say I'm gonna be one of the biggest artists, I feel like I can rock with the best of them in the world. I moved up here. I'm from backwoods, Macon County, Alabama. You know what I mean? I done rocked out in Brooklyn. I done rocked out in Queens. I done rocked out on Times Square. I feel like at this point, I don't care what people say. I just don't. People are gonna be people. And if, you know what I'm saying, like, that's how I feel at the end of the day. People are going to be people. And if you let them, they will people all over you. Yeah. And you cannot let people all over you.
Yeah.
You got to poke your chest out You gotta stick. And this what I talk to my own children like this. They got spunk because they got spunk because they look at daddy. And, you know, ultimately at the end of the day, you know, I put my children in a position at a young age when I didn't have this to see what a dreamer looks like. Like, not saying that my parents didn't have aspirations, but it was when I was younger at their age, my parents were in a position where I just got to do what I got to do. You know what I'm saying? To provide. And I could put that on the back burner.
They were more realistic than
everybody
dreamers.
in my family is a practical, you know, except for my younger sister. Mel, happy birthday.
She's a Leo. Hey.
Yeah, definitely. But it was just, you know, I want my kids, you know, to, you know, be inspired and have a different mindset. Like, I don't have to be stuck in the matrix. I don't have to, you know, just kind of fit in with the status quo. I could truly,
absolutely not.
I could be whatever I want to be. And I'm going to have full support from my father doing it. So ultimately, you know, if I really were to break it down outside of just, you know, feeling like I'm being, you know, audacious and making my music, I want to create this catalog for my children. When they get older, they can go back and they can pull up all these videos on YouTube. Like, yo, look at Pop. Yo, Pops,
that's exactly what's going to
Pops
happen.
was doing it.
Yeah.
I'm inspired. I'm going to do it. Boom, boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't got to sit here on the porch and be like, yo, you know, I did this. I could have been. I'm like, nah, just go on YouTube. Go on the internet. You can pull it up. You can pull up what your dad did. I ain't going to sit here and just tell you what I did. All these videos, all these projects.
That's what your dad, yeah.
That's why I'm working. That's why I get in the studio and work so hard. I was like, I got to build this catalog so I could lead this to my children. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
And they going to show it to their children. And who going
and so on and so forth, and it's just going to trickle down, and that's what you started. And if they pursue music, they do. If they don't, they don't.
Right. But this goes for anything that they want to do. I'm just showing them that this is the mindset to jump off the ledge and free fall into whatever it is that you want to do, and just know that it's not going to be comfortable. You're going to have super scary moments. You're going to feel alone. You're going to feel like, man, why is this person, you know, not like me? You know what I mean? On me, like, you're going to go through lonely times. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's either one or two things you can do. And I've learned this just recently. It's one or two things you can do. To the successful people, they use the hurt and pain and hard times as fuel to get to where they want to go. And they pick themselves up and they use it. People who fall short, they allow that stuff to weigh them down.
Of course, yeah.
I almost was that person that allowed it to weigh me down. But
I think in life we've all had moments that we have allowed it to weigh us down. It depends on the scenario or the situation.
I've been in some hurtful moments, like, you know, you like this person, you want to work out, you know what I'm saying? They don't. Or, you know, you gotta go back to the same job that you don't want to go back to, or you just telling your family that, man, I'm gonna make it, man. Just one day I gotta keep going. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Or
you gotta live, and you gotta have certain living arrangements that you're not comfortable with or you don't want. It's just, or you just financially just
not happy or stable.
Yeah, exactly. And
yes, you're preaching to the choir. Those are all things that can definitely.
That's why I rap. That's why when I get in there and I rap that thing, like, just speak on what you said about, how you struggle in the studio. It was just like.
That's exactly one of those things, because I was going through all that. I was moving. On the top of me moving, I'm trying to focus on my business. I'm trying to focus on growing this and growing that, and then I'm doing training.
Yeah, it's dope. Yeah, it's super dope. Like,
so it's exactly that. But now it's kind of like I'm back to work in my 9 to 5.
Yeah.
And it's like,
man, you already know. Us dreamers, We look at that 9 to 5. We just like, man, this is a check that's gonna help me. I'm putting this right back into, you know what I'm saying, reflections with Val. I'm putting this into my single. I never stopped. You know, it's weird. Like every project I got, like I could think of what job I was working when I was making that project because I was like, y'all just investing in my project right now.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's difficult because people on the outside looking in, certain family or whatever that, that's tied to you because, other situation you in or a relationship you could be in. It's a blessing, you can be in a relationship with somebody that's supportive of that, you know what I mean? But at times as a man, there's certain things that you are, you definitely have to provide or expected to provide. And it's just like, this dream is not, putting food on the table. It's not helping you do what you're supposed to be doing as a man. And as a man, out of anything that I've ever experienced in life, that has weighed the heaviest on me.
Of course.
To the point that I was almost considering like, yeah, maybe this dream just need to put this on hold for a second. That's the only thing out of everything I've ever been through that, almost made me put the dream on hold. Like the fact that it wasn't putting me in the position to provide as a man. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
Certain things for my children and like dang.
As freely as you would want to. Yeah.
I feel like out of everything that's been the hardest.
But I always treat it as like now this is my big thing is that I want to have multiple streams of income with everything that I have a passion on.
Oh, it coming through now, shawty. You feel me? I got a little song rolling through. This ain't the same ball game. You feel me? Before I was like, man, it's not coming like how I wanted.
Right.
But I got a couple ends. Like okay,
right.
I see you, Cathedral. You did. But nah, I was like, yo, I got statements. I got what? Look, I pulled it up to
like,
you did.
You feel me? But you gotta keep busy, like, because I feel like successful people have 8 streams of income. So I'm like, okay, I want to know what y'all got besides what you got over here. Real estate is one thing I really plan on doing eventually. I want to have a property or something of some sort.
I mean, growing up you know how it is. Growing up in the country. It automatically instills within us that real estate thing and owning land.
Yeah.
You see your parents or grandparents or family members.
They own land.
They own that land. Yeah, that's their land.
This is all land now.
Yeah. So this thing about buying land that people have just bought into all these years later, like that was like the norm. Like what? I thought that's what we was supposed to do. Like, you know what I'm saying? I heard somebody say, dang, I was watching an interview with somebody. Floyd Mayweather, said this.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, but he had a good point. He was like,
I think there was one where he had, okay. What interview was it? I think I know which one you're talking about.
He did an interview with Fat Joe.
Oh, okay. I heard about that one. Yeah.
He was just like, everybody should own a piece of the earth. You know what I mean? And, say, these folks advance a check in my account. I'm going to go buy me some land. You know what I mean? I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I don't know what I'm going to put on top of it. But just to have that in my family and being able to pass it down to my children and stuff like that.
For real. Like, look at Kanye. He was already on it. He bought that whole...
That man went and bought the whole country.
In Wyoming. I'm like, what the hell? His family's straight.
Kanye just like, I'm gonna build. Kanye just went to a cop that
he has his own ranch.
Kanye definitely, I know people say about Ye, but he definitely always been one of my influence. Right. Like, I would credit Kanye and as being one of the biggest influence of me sitting here like as a rapper, because it was Kanye in 2003 that changed to me the landscape of what a rapper looks like.
Yeah,
I could be a rapper. I ain't got to be a trapper or slanging dope or toting a pistol.
Yeah.
I could talk about and then more.
What kind of album or song was it that Kanye did? That kind of.
When he dropped College Dropout.
Okay.
That pretty much let me know.
Yeah, College Dropout was a good one.
Wow, you could talk about, because a lot of artists I looked up to before, they were speaking from the same world, like hustling. You know what I'm saying? Just growing up in the projects.
College Dropout when he had Jesus Walks and all that.
Yeah, it was more like speaking about how he felt about his family and times.
To be honest, that was the first time I looked at hip hop differently too.
Exactly. Yeah, so you know I'm not lying.
Because I was also brought up in church. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so,
you did. You did. It's like, dang, this guy right here is really talking about his feelings. So when he did that birth, like, to me, the Drakes, the J. Cole's.
There was a song, I don't know if it came out before or after that album, but there was a song that reminded me of it, like the message of it, which was the Ludacris and Mary J. Blige song.
Tell him to Runaway Love. Yeah.
So when I first heard that song, I was like, okay, so, Jesus Walks is kind of like the same message, like they're trying to go forward. Yep. But they keep going back to this home or to this trauma. Yeah. Because, like, with the Ludacris and Mary J. Blige songs, if you guys don't know about it, he goes through 3 different, young lady stories and what they're living in their life. And it's crazy. Like, he's just like, and now little Lisa's only 9.
Yeah. You feeling that. You feeling that. Yeah.
But it'd be like that,
But Kanye, I feel like Kanye, opened the door for even that because Kanye, he dropped College Dropout before that record came out.
That's why I was like, I don't know if it was before or
after.
I
remember all these moments, like, it's just like I'm like a historian when I'm like, okay.
Historian.
But on College Dropout, Kanye had this song called, I can't think of the exact title, but he talks about working his job. He was a spaceship. He wish he had a spaceship so he could fly away. I was like, that was so real to me. How I never heard no rapper talk about, being stuck at a job that they wish they can get away from to pursue their dreams of being a big rapper. Everybody had to create this allure that they already had it already. But Kanye was just real, like, bro, I'm broke. You know what I'm saying? I'm struggling.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to get to the point where I can get on it and pursue my dream.
Do you think that was like the first introduction with choir? Nah, right?
Oh, with Jesus Walks?
Just in general, like choir in hip hop.
Yeah, I feel like
it was too, right?
Kanye definitely added a lot of elements in hip hop that just made it cool to expand, and you ain't gotta just, be hardcore on the block. Like,
because not for nothing, if he never came out with that album, I don't think we would have had a Chance the Rapper.
Yo,
I don't think we would have had a Troy Lanez neither. Like, no. Because he came out with Say It, and that also too, like when he had that sample. And
there's a lot of artists, people don't give Kanye credit, but you gotta give Kanye credit. He is the architect of this, like, the sped up soul sample that kind of changed the dexterity of hip hop, the music, the production and stuff like that, man. So after that, that's when the Diplomats and the Heat Makers, they start rapping over those sped up soul samples. Right. Like, people don't get Ye credit. I know he going through his issues as a man right now, but Kanye, he definitely,
he was a trendsetter for that sound. He really was,
for sure. Kanye is the reason for a lot of artists, and they don't want to openly
give him that
credit, man, because that's another thing that we struggle with within the black community. You know what I'm saying? Nobody
want to talk about it. No one ever wants to be ready to
I ain't about it, man. Whatever, cuz. Whatever. You doing your thing, I guess.
Wow, like, I guess.
You cool or whatever. Like, man, for real.
Like, stop hating on a brother.
I ain't hating. I think that's another reason why, like, I'm competitive, you know what I'm saying, by nature. No, don't get me wrong, but I'm always willing to openly give credit what credit is due. Am I gonna let you out rap me? Nah, I don't think that. I ain't going that far, bro. Like, nah, I'm just messing with you. But I know a lot of talented artists, and they keep me on my toes. You know what I'm saying? They keep me pushing. They keep like, yo, I gotta step it up.
No, I've been seeing you around. I think you and I have been. Like,
we be in the circles. We be in the circles performing and stuff. I
be catching him in the same open mics. I be catching him in the festivals. I'm like, what's going on? We were at the protest when the protest was going on. I was like, okay,
we be out there. Okay. We really out here, man. You know what I'm saying? We really out here, and
I can see a little mini activist saying you. Besides you doing a little hip hop,
I always been outspoken. I'm from Montgomery, Alabama. It's not, that stuff is embedded in our DNA to see, it's crazy. Like, my life was all black up until like 18. I didn't have, it was like, it was no diversity because where we from is a, predominantly black community, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So elementary school, middle school, high school, even college up until Stillman,
just all black.
it was black.
Until you came over here.
until I went to Missouri. I went to Central Missouri, which was predominantly white school, and I had white friends. I was intermingling. I was going to class with white people, and they were the first ones I sold my CDs to, and I was like on campus like passing out CDs, man, my God, the stuff that we did in the dorm room.
Dang,
you know what I mean?
Caucasians.
They was like they was bumping.
It was like Caucasians.
I was like, dang, bro. There's so many white people.
To me, I felt, I don't know, I was predominantly in a like all black school too. Yeah. So like there was like a little bit of Hispanics. So like it's a whole different vibe when there's all white. Like I over time when in my adulthood, like in college, I just felt weird. And I felt very uncomfortable in a room full of Caucasians instead of me being uncomfortable.
It's a different vibe. I would say for me, like the black, being around, all black people made me feel like, dang, bro, I always gotta be on 10. I always gotta step my game up. I gotta, I always got to impress. You know what I mean? Like, dang, but black people, we do it big. We go hard. They'll rag on you. You ain't doing it. They'll keep it real with you. Like, I gotta show them that, I'm worthy. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then, the vibe being around white people, I was just like, man, I just don't fit in. Like, I'm just out here.
What they find funny, I'm like, that was childish.
Yeah, bro, what? I was like, this is not, I couldn't date,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't, it was just a different vibe. It was just like, man, I'm just going to, pour myself into my music, you know what I'm saying?
No, that was a good idea. That's a good marketing skill right there. You were like, listen, I don't got to get along with y'all, but here's my music.
Check me out. They were like, oh, man, this is you? This
Pass
is
it out
great.
to everybody.
It was awesome. Like, you know what I'm saying? They was feeling it. I feel like now I've learned so much as an artist, just, soaking up game from so many different people as far as like just marketing and like branding myself. And of course, I wish I had, more funds to do so in certain areas. But,
of course,
I grew up without having much. So I was able to take that and, flip it and make something out of it. So I feel like I could do the same thing with the music. You know what I'm saying? And with the music, like I said, I always sold games. So the artists I look up to, I kind of emulate their moves in a way, like, okay, do it like this, or this way is more effective, or this has not been effective for me. And then I studied the analytics of each moment, and I realized that, okay, before I was like, it took me 5 months to get 100 views. Now I can get 100 views in one day. Yeah, because I did. Same. And that's how I talk to people. I used to just talk to people like family members or friends or whatever, or co-workers. I used to just talk to them with a head full of steam of hopes and dreams. I got that, and they see that, but now I just numbers. Like, look, bro, you don't believe I'm showing you. Look at
now
this.
It's the numbers.
You see that bar right there? That bar moved up. That bar used to, you know what I'm saying? I got a PowerPoint presentation. So right here in August, it says that I received X amount of views in this many hours. In 2014, I didn't receive that many views in 6 months.
I mean, you have to have your numbers straight if you're going to have meetings too. Right. With people like Rock Nation or something like that. Yeah, you know
I'm ready, Rock Nation. Call me back, baby. Let me get it.
You know what I'm saying? You got to come with facts, numbers, all that. Peaks, highs, and lows.
And I used to frown on that stuff. Like, man, bro, I'm real, bro. What I need this for? Like, you know what I'm saying? But now I see the importance. I think I would say this, like, and, I'm just going to be humble enough to say this. I feel that myself, held myself back in a lot of different areas, or at times where I probably could have, received the opportunity. I had to get out of my own way because, just of my ego or, just not being humble. And it's like, man, okay, I need to rehearse.
But I think it's people like certain artists, when they say that, it's them just because they can't understand it and they don't want to find the time to try to understand it. They're insecure about it. And instead of them facing it, they're just going to be like, I don't care about my views or my likes. And it's like, bro,
no, bro,
you do.
Bro, you care about who?
You care about
Come
them.
on, who don't care?
You just don't understand why they're not coming. And instead of you trying to figure that out, you're just going to be like, nah, I don't care for them. Yeah. So if you don't care for them, then I guess you don't care about your career.
And then you try to put down the artists
that
care about them. Bro, because at the end of the day, this is a business. You know,
this is not a hobby.
Let's make no mistake. Like, you want to get paid. You want to be doing something that you love to do. You know, even just think of even the things that we enjoy, like on a day-to-day basis. If you enjoy them, whatever food you like, whatever's in your refrigerator, whatever show you're watching, they had to understand the business aspect. They had to understand ratings. You know what I mean? Without the ratings, they get clipped. There's no show. Your favorite show, Game of Thrones or whatever, is not gonna be presented before you on a day-to-day basis if the ratings suck. Let's keep it 100. So, as an artist, when you start caring about your numbers, it's because you want to find a way to gain more traction, you know, gain more fans. What can I do? Engagement. Well. Exactly. You care, man. Like, you know, it's like, bro, before nobody was hitting me or saying nothing, that was a sucky feeling. Now people actually hitting me up like, bro, you the best. I love you, bro. Like, keep putting it out. And that in turn changes your drive. It in turn changes, you know, the rate in which you record music. If I got an audience, if I got people listening, that encouraged me to, you know, get in the studio and make more music that they gonna go crazy for. Before, I didn't really have nobody listening, so I was just like, I'll just get in there when I can get in there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but now you're just like, yo, I can't miss this day, because if I miss this day, I'm going to disappoint my people, and I can't be.
Shawty got it. Shawty need this. They were like, yo, bro, you got it, bro. I need it, bro. I'm doing, you know what I'm saying? I'm on the bench press right now. I'm trying to get to my goal. Oh, bro, I'm doing a college paper. I done had people hit me up like, bro, like I want to give you this diploma because you helped me get through college. Like, bro, I ain't even finished college. And I help you get through college. Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, word. That's not inspiring.
Yo, you just gotta keep pressing. Like,
so what is the stuff that you got going on now? Like, for the people who you know, what has something to tune into, looking for? Like, do you have upcoming projects we need to look out for?
Definitely. You know, I mean, you're an artist. You know how it is. Your mind, you always coming up with ideas and
right.
Man, you know, bro, I want.
You want to say
I want to go here and I want to do this. That'll be dope. That'll be tight. You got a million, but if I could say something, I just got ready to put out. I've been doing this mixtape series. It's called Epiphany.
Yes, and, it's been dope. I heard a couple.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
SoundCloud, okay.
Yeah, I put it on SoundCloud, and so I'm actually at part 4. You know, I would say Epiphany was inspired by Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne is like, you know, my favorite rap. Anybody that know me know how I feel about Weezy. You know what I'm saying? You know, he gonna receive whatever criticism, but I feel like Lil Wayne a GOAT just because like there's literally, you know, outside of Tupac, I can't think of too many artists who put out, you know, the amount of music at that rate, at that quality, so consistently. Lil Wayne and Tupac changed the way I approach being a rapper. Yeah. Because before I was trying to do it whenever I could do it. But when I saw them and how they did it and how they put out content, I made my life fit around being a rapper. Like, yo, you just gonna have to wait because I'm about to put this out. I'm about to record. I look at the amount of material, even like a J. Cole also, you know what I'm saying? Like just the work ethic and, you know, how they, you know, how much music, how they attack the music. I want it to be in the same way, like, because I've essentially mastered, you know, the art of like, you know, putting the words together and saying what I want to say. So I was like, I'm gonna be a workhorse for myself. So, you know, when Wayne did that dedication series, mixtape series, I ain't have a mixtape series. I was like, I need a series to, it's kind of like a card catalog at the library.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I can see that. That's cute.
It's been times people be like, man, bro, you need to rap on that Tupac and Biz of the Riser. I like E3 track 2. Oh, you rapped on that already, bro? Yeah, okay. You know what I'm saying? Because I used to get that a lot.
He's like, come on now. He's like, who you think?
And they be so surprised because they don't even know I had rapped on it already. Like because before people would tell me like, bro, you need to rap. Have you ever tried rapping on something like this? Like they'll bring up a beat. I'm like, yeah, I did that. You did that? Oh, you killed it. So it's just like, bro. And then too, like with the Epiphany series, as a rapper, it's certain tracks that people feel like if you're gonna be stamped as an MC, you gotta get on this. You gotta get on Shook Ones.
You got to.
You gotta rap on Quiet Storm. You gotta, you know what I'm saying? So I felt like I had to do my due diligence and really get on those tracks so I can get my stamp. I want my stamp in hip hop. I won't lie and say
you're not gonna
that
stop.
I don't care. Like, you know what I mean? I truly care. So I did that, and that's August 21st. On the 21st, I'm gonna drop that. That Pill SoundCloud, Audio Mac. It's hosted by my boy One Day. You know what I'm saying, with the community series.
Okay.
Did an interview,
I was there.
and we interwove that into the project. So I did that, and I'm working on it's like a mixtape album. It's called Larger Than Life.
Yeah.
And that's going to be all original music, all original production.
And that's...
I'm going to put that out.
Whenever you're ready.
Yeah, whenever. Yeah, I'm working on that. I don't have a definitive date.
Yes,
I learned a lot with this music stuff. Like, don't make the date before you have the product in hand. You know what I'm saying? So, but that Larger Than Life, it just speaks on my mindset. You know what I'm saying? As an artist, like I would no longer, allow people to put me down about, pursuing life as an artist, because, a lot of people might look at it as something dumb. They don't take it seriously because they feel like you should pursue other things that's more valuable, to life. But I call it Larger Than Life because that's how I feel. I feel like I'm gonna be
larger than life.
I'm there, even if I'm not there. Like that's my mindset. Like, I'm larger than life now. Like,
yeah, you gotta be there. Yeah, you gotta keep that mentality.
Yeah, up here. So,
no, thank you for that. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. You dropped hella gems, man.
It was a good. You got a good platform. You opened me up. I started out kind of shaky and nervous. Like, oh my God.
I don't know what's gonna happen.
This is not my strong. This is not my strong suit. Like as an artist, the interview part. But it's something that because I can control the other thing. I can control how well I perform or record and stuff like that. But this aspect is something I've always struggled with. Doing interviews. Like, oh man, I gotta sit here and talk in front of the camera and not fumble my words.
That's what everybody says.
Which I did. Fumbled my words super hard. I was like, let me catch it, but
no, you got it, man.
They're gonna edit it.
We're gonna edit. We got you. Yes. But yes, there's some gems that we're gonna definitely use from here, man. I appreciate it. Your mentality, your mindset is just great.
You inspire me, man. I always take a little something from everybody. I follow on the gram or just in the same circle as me. And I could honestly say, like I said before, I've been a journeyman and I've lived in Alabama. I lived in Georgia. I lived in Kansas City.
Of course.
And since I've been doing music, this is the most love I've ever received from any place, like on the music scene. Like everybody is so welcoming. Everybody is so encouraging. And to be honest, I thought it was gonna be the complete opposite. It's like, yo, this the East Coast. They mean, they rappers is like barred up. You know what I'm saying? Everybody grew up like right by, in New York, in that New York area, and it's so big. Everybody's gonna look down on me. And it's just like,
nah, that's a lie.
That is a lie. Everybody's been so hospitable and so encouraging, and just inviting me to come out to their platforms. It's been super encouraging. It's been times.
I'm happy.
It's super dope,
I'm happy
man.
for it.
I know.
Shout out to artists.
Yeah, no, man. Cause and shouts out Jersey, man. The hip hop scene, the music scene in general, in Jersey, the media scene, everything, the hip hop scene in general is just it's super dope, and it's a lot of super talented artists that I know is gonna go on to do bigger and better things. Like I just know it and I see it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can honestly say like that's the first time it's the first time I really been in a place where, you know, the approach is the same with that same mindset. Like, no, it's no hobby, bro. Like, bro, we trying to do this. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's because y'all grew up right next to New York and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we do this, or like you just know like I want this and I'm gonna go get it. You know what I'm
no, that's not a lie. That's 100% true. We definitely have that hunger and that drive.
Dope. Super talented people. And you know we're gonna do a track on Larger Than Life is gonna come.
Yes, I'm excited. I got you.
It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be super hard. It's gonna be dope, and the visual is gonna come and everything, man. Oh yeah, shouts out Kid Pro too. He's on my Epiphany 4. He's on E4. We did a track together. Yo.
Okay.
So we're gonna shoot a visual for that too. Like yo.
All right, I see you working out here. So you guys already know. You guys have to keep watching, keep up with Steven Darnell as well. You can find him on Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube, where else? Everywhere.
Yeah, with Apple Music, Instagram. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Just show him some love. Don't be afraid. And you always. And then of course,
country cousin, man.
Yes, country cousin out here. And you can find me at Reflections with Val on Instagram, Facebook, all that jazz, Spotify, and Soulfully_Val on Instagram. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.